And welcome to the Boise State's Esports Arena. Tonight you join us for the continuing saga of our annual Bankers versus Broncos event. Tonight we've got the Bankers going up against the Broncos in a Rocket League and a Fortnite. Should be a nice eclectic mix of everything gaming here for you tonight. And to bring all the action to you, I'm your host Jacob Palmer. I am joined by Bryce Jensen calling all of the action. Now Bryce, ICCU as a team is fairly good. So just to see where they are in terms of skill level, we're going to let them compete even keel with the Broncos for the first game. But should ICCU not be able to pick up a win, we might be giving them a little bit of a boost in the second game. Can you let us in on what that advantage is going to be?
Yeah, a little bit of inside information has told us that if the Bankers are unable to best the Broncos in the first round, the Broncos will be given a slight penalty. And that penalty will be one whole player off of their three-man team, turning it from a 3v3 into a 2v3 scenario. And in Rocket League, where every man counts, that is going to hurt home. But if the Bankers are successful in winning a round, that number will be reset, and the Broncos will be given their full strength back. So they get down to one, the Broncos get 3 players back again.
It's a very nice bonus to have, but I've done the math on it, the number crunching, and no matter how you slice it, even with that advantage, they'll have to beat the Broncos at least one game, 3v3, which is where this first match comes in. We can take a look at how likely they are to do that. Once again, this is the ICCU Bankers going up against the Boise State Broncos, the annual showdown that we have every single year with one of Boise State Esports' longest and greatest partners that we have. So we're just waiting to get everyone logged in, head on down to the field, and we'll see what action ICCU can bring to the table this time, as Boise State is also getting set up on the stage. I saw Gil, a long standard player for the Broncos, getting ready to compete as well. And if these teams are going to want to perform at their best, there are just general fundamentals that we like to go over in terms of Rocket League. What are some of the core fundamentals? Well, you want to punish overcommits and set your play style. Both of those are so important that we are going to say them twice. And then we also want to get the ball in the goal, but does it? You know what? I'm starting to question this as I'm watching. Play off the walls better. Don't overstand sweaty comms. That sounds a little bit more kosher to me. It's all brought to you by ICCU. Thanks to ICCU and the continued support of Boise State Esports. Boise State Esports has won multiple championships and piled up more than 1,500 wins. ICCU is looking after your daily balance. You can visit ICCU.com. All right. So this first match, everything is going to be pretty even between ICCU and Boise State.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be playing against ICCU Triplet to start things off. Ghost going to be following Coop up the wall. It is going to be Coop who is going to take it right towards the goal. A demo goes through onto Captain Hook, but nothing quite into the goal yet.
Hook now chasing after the ball into the corner. Gil setting up for Ghost, and they aren't able to complete it, but Co-op now sets one on the goal, and he's got it. Nice little chip shot to put the Broncos up one.
Yeah, a nice start to the round, definitely. Just really putting it up there. Went right towards him, bumped right into the goal, or to give a early lead to the Broncos. But ICCU held in there for just a second. They're just going to need to hold off a little bit longer before letting that first goal go through. Gil gets first touch, unfortunately passing it straight to Hudson, taking it right towards their side of the field. Hudson misses. Oh, wait, no, that was Ghost who missed. Hudson still has good ball control. Gil, once again, showing that it has been a mainstay on the field, passing it to Coop, and that's going to be yet another goal.
That's a beautifully placed shot, too. Upper left corner, and ICCU just caught off guard with their rotations. In fact, they moved just a little bit too far in front of the goal. Don't take back post, and they pay for it. Now it's 4 minutes, 24 seconds left, and Boise State up 2-0.
It'll be interesting to see if they do get rid of players, who they decide to use first, but I guess we'll have to figure that one out once we get to the bridge. Ghost taking the ball right in front of the goal, blocked by Hudson. Gil, though, able to regain control of the ball, but Hudson pushes away, passes it right to Cooper, managing to keep it at the center point and controlling that 100 boost, taking it right back to the corner where it all started, setting up the ball right in front. Ghost gets a little nudge, but isn't quite enough to take control, and now it is Coop and Ghost trying to get this ball back.
Gill makes contact. Hudson takes it away from him, heading back to Boise State's backboard. Now Captain Hook doesn't get the nice contact that he wished. Instead, it hits over to the other side of the field, though. Pass back to him by Taoist, and he isn't going to be able to find a goal, though he does get credited with a shot on goal, the first for ICCU in this match.
And Ghost once again taking the ball right over to the corner, right in front of the goal. But unfortunately for him, Coop is just a little bit too late to get to it and utilize it. Ball stays in midfield with a pinch from Gill and Hudson, but the ball does end up in the corner. Ghost unable to find a tap on the ball to allow Cooper to get the ball in, but a good shot on goal. Puts it just a little too far to the left to be able to do anything with it.
Gill shot to goal, blocked by Hudson. Gill goes in for the recontest, and Ghost almost pinches it off one of the ICCU Triple H players to find a quick shot on goal, but doesn't find the back of the net, unfortunately for him. Co-op, though, trying to play past everybody, doesn't find his goal, and ICCU once again trying to find a clear.
Captain Hook once again playing in the side here with the ball, but Gill taking it right over the goal, just not quite low enough for anyone to do anything with, and it is going to be pushed away by Taust. Ghost and Gill both contesting it on their side of the field. Ball's right back to the goal, but bounced off the left side. Ghost with a shot, and that is a third goal for Boise State, just under the halfway mark.
Gets a nice worm burner on the lower left corner, right alongside the ground, and Hudson was kind of positioning himself in goal to make a quick turnaround, but a lot of players that I see do that late stage just aren't able to have the speed to recontest on the ball, so just usually goes flying right past them, as we just saw.
Double demolition onto Hudson and Gill, taking out two fairly good players in the process. Ghost taking it up the left side, passing it over to Gill and Coop, though. Coop back in the game, manages to get it above the defender, scoring himself a hat trick, and bringing Boise State up 4-0. I don't think you could have asked for a better tap than what you got there from Coop. Just right over all the defenders and giving yourself a hat trick to top it all off.
2 minutes, 12 seconds left in the next kickoff. Gill unable to cheat, and he'll get demoed, but Ghost now has a nice shot on goal set up for Hudson, and Hudson finds the save. We'll see if they can turn that into a clear. Gill, quick shot on the follow-up, though still not finding ICCU's first goal. Captain Hook isn't able to follow the ball, kind of gets away from him. Up now going with a nice pass to center, no one to take it, so Hudson will push it back off to the side. Now pass to Taust. Doesn't find the clear, and ICCU really struggling to get past the midfield mark.
Yeah, they did stop the pinch, though, from Coop, which would have put them up even farther, so that's a good thing to stop in its tracks, but Ghost clearing it back over that midway marker right in front of the goal. Hudson's going to take it away back to the midfield, playing in Boise's side of the court. Ghost trying to go up to contest, but ball's still going to be playing right in front of that goal box. Gill takes the ball once again over to midfield, tossed by Coop, but unfortunately it's going to be a little bit too far to the right to find anything out of it. Ghost once again going up at that midway marker. We've played at this spot almost as much as we've played in the corners this game. Gill taking it to the corner, shot on goal. Taust is able to get the save. Ghost once again bringing it right in front of the goal, but nobody is there to stop it. Almost a goal out of the ICCU, but unfortunately for them, just a little bit too far to the right to get anything done with it.
Oh, and one just trickles on in, making this an even more sure first game win for Boise State. Just once again, all of the bankers having committed. Boise State plays it past them toward the open goal. And now 44 seconds left, just too much time to make up a 5-goal lead like this.
Yeah, Ghost is going to take the ball right past the midpoint line, almost getting a goal in the process, but just a little bit too far to the left to really get anything done. But this really raises the question, is it going to be like picks and bans as we score yet another goal to bring this to 7-0?
Yeah, I know this first match was just supposed to be even keel between the two, but we're kind of seeing a big enough lead here that I think they just might implement the ban system right off the bat, if you were to ask me.
I would imagine, yeah. But how are they going to do it? Is it going to be they vote someone out, vote them off the island, if you will, or is it going to be pull a name out of a hat to determine? But in the end, I mean, Burnt Toast has been getting so many demolitions. It's pretty much been, It's pretty much been a 2v1. It's been a 2v3 a lot of the time, but Gill is able to sneak another goal past the defenders.
It's not so much him. It's Hudson comes in trying to block it and puts it into his own goal. So now we got 7-0 with 22 seconds left.
Hey, he's following Doc's keys to the game. Score. You got to put the ball in the goal. It doesn't matter which one.
I suppose so. He is fulfilling them in the most literal sense. But in terms of leading the game, ICCU has a long way to go. 7-0 for the Broncos. Ghost now just left chasing after the ball. Even if things were to upload right now, it wouldn't make a difference because that is just too big of a lead. 7-0, they're going to try to keep it up in the air just for fun, and that will do it for Game 1. Boise State commanding lead.
Yeah, with 1 point on the board, they got 2 more to go before they can call this series theirs. Although they do have to play the next one with 1 less player. Whether that
I hope so. That is, or if they are using the van system, because we were initially told it was going to be even, but after an opening like that, maybe.
I mean, 7-0 doesn't really seem even to me.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of things can happen. It was maybe it was just a fluke. Yeah, they could all be top 500 for all we know. This is just their warm-up game.
Yeah, maybe they just want to make a statement like that. You know, just
say yes. Yeah, we're gonna take the ban. We're gonna let you. Well, we're gonna go 1-1, and then we're gonna cream you for the next two.
You really think they're Casey at batting this?
Yes.
They're just letting the first couple go through to
really make a statement on the final blow,
and then strike out.
Probably.
It's not.
That's how ego typically goes.
Well,
but we're gonna have to see if they ended up banning, and if so, who ended up getting the axe,
or if that axe is even out of the shop to begin with, or whether it's still waiting for the second match. Nevertheless, we go on to Forbidden Temple. Classic second stage for our matches. Boise State leading 1-0 against ICCU.
If I were to take a guess, if the axe does end up coming out of the shed, it's probably going to be Gill who gets the axe. Nope, it's not. It is going to be Coop. So it will be Gill and Ghost versus Burnt Toast, Captain Hook, and Hudson this round. Gill starting this off strong with a play from the center. Isn't quite able to get it there. Ghost has to play a little bit farther back. He can't really commit to the bit as much when you are 1 player down. Hudson taking the ball above the goal, passing it to Captain Hook, who's able to clear it past the center, but Gill and Ghost are all over that ball. Gill with the shot on goal, just a little bit too far to the right to really get anything done.
Hudson now making his way back across the field, looking for a possible partner to pass to, and isn't able to find a Doomsy around that corner, so he'll keep on looking. Ghost, though, making a whole lot of ground. Stopped by Hudson. Hudson now dribbles this shot on goal, saved by Gill. Boise State keeping this tie. Doesn't seem to be too pressured, even though they are permanently down 1 for this match. Ghost now off the wall, leaving it for Gill. Gill's going to take a shot toward the goal, and it's just a bit too wide.
Man, that is unfortunate. I will say, with 1 less player on the field, though, there's a lot less contention for those 100 boost piles, meaning that you have a lot more boost to work with on average. Hudson with a good shot on goal, but blocked by Ghost just in the perfect place at the perfect time. Gill once again taking the ball right above the goal, unable to find it just barely. Captain Hook on full boost is able to get that away, and Hudson able to clear it past, but Gill just all over it right in the center there, taking it above the goal. Hudson with the shot, trying to keep it away, and it goes over to that corner. Once again, playing from those corner boosts.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If Gill's able to have great dribbles like this, and he's going to set it up for the dunk down, and I actually think it's Burnt Toast, actually. That's the...
it is TAO, so it was probably meant to be toast, but, it's toast now.
Well, Gill, though, doesn't care who it is, just trying to put it in the goal, but whiffs at the last moment. And this actually could be the opportunity ICCU was looking for, but they aren't really able to get it too far into Boise State's territory without the Broncos regaining their footing and fighting on back past mid.
I will say it is a little bit easier for them to punish those overcommits since it's 1 less player that you have to commit. Almost every play you make will be an over. What a bank off of the top bar. Ghost with the first goal of the match. What a shot out of Ghost, too. Just knocking that ball straight off the crossbar down into the goal. Rarely do you see a crossbar work in a player's favor like that.
Well, if you have good enough aim, that's just the way it's going to go. And now the next kickoff, slightly in favor of ICCU, although Ghost gets the better off that follow-up 50. Now coming on in for a quick one on goal.
Oh! Hudson with a really good defensive play there, keeping things from getting any worse for him. Ghost tries to go for that ball, but gets nudged by Hudson. Ghost with the ball.
There, he finds it.
Finds it.
Yeah, that was a bit of a risky proposition. Ghost and Gill, I think it was Ghost, decides to carry it across his own goal or just didn't get the right contact to push it back the direction it came from. So it just kind of set up the shot from ICCU. Now we're all tied up, 2 minutes, 21 seconds left. And a bit of fake out attempt on kickoff. ICCU gets contact, but Gill is coming back with fire and a flip reset, but isn't able to get past midfield.
Ghost is able to keep it from going into the goal, though, pushing it up just a little bit. Demolition onto Gill. It is just Ghost to play this ball. And toast.
Burnt toast.
Burnt toast is able to find another goal. Bankers, ICCU, once again finding themselves up. Not once again. This is the first time they've been up. Once again, going back to the midfield. Gill with the initial.
Oh, the cheat
is going to go for him.
Oh, Gill!
He's got a straight shot on him. But Toast is able to keep it from him. Once again, off the top, Gill with the special. Hudson, though, with the save, is able to keep it from going in another time. Ghost with another shot attempt, trying to get this ball in the goal, but Toast and Hudson are all over it.
Gill waiting for Hudson. Oh, what a nice redirect. Oh.
Ole!
Yeah, not able to find it, though, just off the post. Gill now doesn't have any boost, but he's got chutzpah, but nothing much more than that. He's not going to be able to find an equalizer.
Yeah, Captain Hook with a shot, bringing it back over the midfield. Burnt Toast trying to keep this on that side. Hudson also getting a really good shot. Ghost is able to clear it to the midfield, straight to Gill, able to bring it over to the corner, pick up that 100 boost. He's got a lot to work with, and a free goal in reverse nonetheless.
That is so beautiful. Actually, I think, oh no, he doesn't touch the wall. I was thinking, it was chasing after it like a Doomsy, but doesn't qualify as one since it wasn't actually driving on the wall. Still though, it's a tying goal for Boise State, now tied 2-2.
Ghost once again with the touch.
Oh,
Gill
the cheat.
is going to go away with it. Free shot on goal, but Hudson gets there in time to save it out. Ghost with the shot, keeping it on that side of the field. Him and Gill are having a field day with this ball right now, having to bring it back over to Boise's side. Ghost with full tank is going to bring it over the midfield. Shot on goal. Hudson's there, though. You're not getting past him that easy. A nice little tap trying to bring it over, but Gill's going to take that away. It's playing up, but a nice nudge from Captain Hook is going to bring it over to Hudson. Now it looks like the goal is open, and Gill is barely unable to get there in time. Hudson bringing ICCU up 3-2.
It's taking a casual little drive through the daisies, and Gill, I mean, that's just the one-person advantage coming into play there. Gill too far up on the field to rotate back. 35 seconds left. Boise State now needs to find a tying goal to get into overtime.
Yeah, it's far from impossible where they're at, especially with an air dribble like that from Gill, but Hudson with the
really
shot
nice
stop.
read.
Barely in the goal. What a good read.
Ghost now going to try to get a part of it or wait for the follow-up.
Oh.
Yeah, oh!
Almost.
Unfortunate.
Too. That thing flicked towards the goal, and I figured that thing was all but scored. Gill prevents another goal from going through. Toast manages to shoot it another time, but they're going to stop it. 1 second left. We are in the potential for overtime. It's almost over. Ghost manages to get a full tank before ending this off. Ball is still in the air. Gill passes it over the midline. Hudson with the block from the goal. Nobody has any boost, and that ball touches the ground. ICCU manages to tie things up 1-1.
Still, though, I mean, you take a look at all of those shots on goal by Boise State onto ICCU's goal there. Definitely leading in the shots on goal, 68-32.
Yeah. I mean, the defense, though, played by ICCU was pretty impeccable. I mean, Hudson in particular had the most saves I've ever seen from one player in a 5-minute round of Rocket League. Just over and over and over again, every time that you wanted to get that ball in the goal, it was, nope, I'm here. I'm here to stay. But are they going to be able to recreate that magic when we add another player to the Boise State roster?
Yeah, it seemed like a lot of the goals, what ended up being the Broncos' downfall was the fact that they were able to set up opportunities, but without that crucial third man, it really took, every time they wanted to score a goal against ICCU, both of them had to kind of fully commit past the midfield, and should they miss, then ICCU had a pretty good opportunity of just getting a free and open goal.
Yeah, it was kind of free-range hunting season for goals if they did miss those. And, I mean, when you play good defense and you only have 2 people attacking, it's really easy to see those opportunities and just go on them as soon as you see them. And I feel like that's where Boise State tended to struggle just a little bit, but there's not a whole lot you can do without that third set of tires on the field. But with Coop back in the field, it's going to be a little bit harder for ICCU to get those accidentals. And with the demo onto Toast, they are coming out strong.
Vierdex placed a shot on the goal and isn't able to find the back of the net. Now Captain Hook and Burnt Toast driving past mid, and slams right into Hudson. Vierdex unable to get it past Hudson either. He's doing a lot of work despite not having any boost, and ICCU has Boise State pressured at this point.
Yeah, Coop is able to stop a shot on goal from Hudson. Ghost taking the ball once again down the middle. Hudson is just there in the goal. You're not going to be able to get it through him. Vierdex with the shot, once again blocked by Hudson. Not much you can do when you have somebody camping in the goal like that and doing so much work. But with another shot blocked by Toast, they have figured out the defense game, and they are not willing to let this lead go.
Hudson, Scoop runs right into him and sets it up for Ghost too. Just completely blunting any momentum. Whatever play he was trying, he just got completely denied.
I mean, you have enough shots on goal. Statistically, you're bound to make one, especially when you just keep firing away at it over and over and over again. And we saw the statistic come true in that regard. Vierdex is going to take the ball from Boise's side. ICCU might have gotten that first initial touch, but Boise State is able to recover it fairly quick. Hudson with the ball once again, playing a little bit of defense, but Coop is going to intercept it from the wall. Captain Hook bringing it right back over to Boise State's side, and stopped by Ghost in the corner.
Captain Hook missed a nice opportunity to shoot on goal. Hudson now trying to play past Co-op, and now Vierdex comes in for the follow-up. Touch wasn't there. Maybe for Ghost and Co-op. Nope, can't get past Hudson. Hudson's been the one who's been really good at blocking any shots or passes Boise State tries to set up.
Yeah, he's just always there to foil the plans, and we're about to see it once again, just right there with the ball. Not a whole lot you can do if you are Vierdex, but fall back and try and make another play. Captain Hook is going to score a demo onto Cooper, bringing it down to another 2v3. I mean, Broncos are pretty used to that situation by now. But Vierdex trying to battle Burnt Toast for the ball on that corner wall, and it's going to be right back where it all started at the beginning of the game, in that center field. Co-op with the shot right back to the middle. Vierdex going up to meet it, trying to keep this on the ICCU side of the field. They're still leading, but only by 1. They'd like to expand that lead just a little bit more for a little bit of insurance. Vierdex and Co-op both bringing it to the corner. Co-op once again with the shot, blocked by Hudson. Not a whole lot you can do when you have someone with full tank inside the goal.
Burnt Toast past Captain Hook, though. Vierdex, nice steal, and bounces off the crossbar. Toward the back corner. Ghost now trying to pace off the ground. Not going to get a good, accurate shot, though. It's going to head back into the corner. And follow up by Vierdex. Doesn't connect either.
Ooh, someone must have buttered up this ball, because nobody has really been able to get a handle on it, except for Coop, managing to find another goal, bringing the lead up to a 2-0.
Well, whatever slipperiness that ball had, it just didn't. At the very last moment, Boise State was able to make solid contact with it. Get a 2-0 lead, and now Ghost with a great start off the third kickoff. A lot of ground gain for the Broncos.
Yeah, Hudson trying to go there, but Vierdex is going to find it from the corner. Hudson, you're supposed to be in the goal to block it. What were you doing? Man, that is a tough position to be in, though. You think you have enough time to get the boost, but somebody manages to squeak one right past you into the goal. And not a whole lot you can do there. Boise State up 3-0 at just over a minute 45 left. Virdex taking the ball right above the goal line. Nobody there to follow up, but maybe for the best. It wasn't quite in the best position laterally. So Co-op taking the ball right to the goal, blocked by Captain Hook. All of the ICCU team members are on this ball, not wanting it to go forward, but Virdex with another shot from a really odd angle that you wouldn't really expect. Just bonk.
I'm just more concerned with all the bubbles the goal is shooting out. I mean, in this part of the ocean, you know the rules about bubble blowing babies.
Yes. All bubble blowing babies will be subsequently beaten by every able-bodied patron at the bar.
Nice. I'm glad you remembered that. I'm very impressed.
It took me a second.
Yeah, but I see you're a man of culture. I very much appreciate it.
Yes.
But we got 1 minute left, though, a little over a minute. And Boise State just looking to pile on the goals. And Virdex gets the 5th and a hat trick to boot.
Well, man, what a way to grab that hat trick, too. Off the corner, Ghost barely missed it, but Virdex sure didn't, just taking it straight off of the top. I feel like they need to add, so like they have goal explosions, right? But if you hit around like the crossbar for the goal, they should have like custom sound effects. So every time you hit a crossbar, it's like the metal pipe falling sound effect.
Really?
I think that would be funny.
I don't know. I think that's a cosmetic that kind of tilts you. It taunts you for not getting the shot, so I don't know how many people would actually get that.
Well, I mean, the goal explosion tilts your opponent for not getting the save.
I suppose so, but either way, we see,
Almost. Oh, another shot off the crossbar. Ooh, almost a pretty good shot, just an unfortunate angle. Toes trying to take it back to the center, but Ghost is going to rock that ball straight to the top of the court, under 30 seconds to go. Captain Hook misses the engage. Hudson is blocked, and it is up to Ghost to bring this over to the goal. Hudson once again with the ball, bringing it towards the center. Co-op is going to take it right back to the center. Feel like we've been playing there a lot this past few rounds, but with 3 seconds left, Virdex is going to bring it up to a 6-0 right before this game closes out.
There's been a lot of these types of goals where it's just the rotations for ICCU aren't as clean as they need to be, and it leaves these quite uncontested shots for Boise State to play with.
Yeah, with only 2 seconds left to go, I think it's pretty safe to call this one a Boise State victory. Now we just got to wait for the ball to touch the ground. Virdex with another shot on goal, and he's going to put another one in just to bury it. 7-0 Boise State to bring this up to a 2-0 victory. And we are at match point for Boise State, but you also know what that means. One less player.
Even when it was just 2v3 against ICCU, Boise State had the clear advantage in shots on goals, only fell by 1 goal at that, too. So this could very well end in 4. I actually am kind of leaning a little bit more toward the possibility they do it in 4.
Yeah, and I mean, we do have another round of Rocket League after this as well. I believe it is the Boise State team against another one of ICCU's teams as well. And it'll be interesting to see how they play a little bit different from this one, because we all know everybody plays a little bit differently in Rocket League. You got the aggressive play styles, you got the more defensive ones, you got the turtles, you got the hares, you got the people who play a little bit in between. And I mean, it's always interesting to see how people play the game, and it'll be even more interesting to see who gets the axe and who gets put on the chopping block for Boise State. Was it going to be Gil and Virdex? Because, I mean, Gil didn't play this game. They might have just wanted to freshen him up a little bit going into this.
Yeah, I think you got to go Virdex. I mean, he gets a hat trick. I mean, I think 5 out of the 7 goals were his. He was the main shot maker for Boise State. So if that's the one they ban, then that seems to be the right call. But off we go to Utopia Coliseum for the 4th game, possibly final. Boise State leads 2-1, just needs 1 more goal, and they will win this first Rocket League match in the Bankers versus the Broncos.
Yeah, the Bankers are currently down on their luck. Their investments aren't quite paying out the way they'd like to, but it looks like the stock market is sort of shifting in their favor. We got Coop and Ghost, the XX duo, looking to get things done, and from the looks of things, Ghost, what is this map?
I mean, this is quite minimalistic, but
Just like Tron.
I kind of like it, actually. There's no
wait.
distractions.
Oh, Ghost manages to keep it.
I will say, this map seems to be a lot narrower than a standard playfield.
It's like playing on a foosball table.
I suppose so. I kind of like it, to be perfectly
Oh,
honest. You know what? And I think Boise State likes it as well.
I have never seen this map, any map like this before. Cutting out all the distractions, you know, just keeping it in the way.
Although, to be fair, this is like how 90% of gaming creepypastas start out too.
That's
You
true.
go to the strange, dark maps. So let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
No!
As the shot from Captain Hook lands. Boise State is now tied with ICCU.
I feel like we're going to see a lot of those on this map. I mean, just the nature of it being so small. I mean, tons of crazy ones. I mean, yeah, I think even Coop doesn't even know what this map is, but apparently it's called Asterisk.
I mean, it seems to me like both teams are equally as shocked in the chat that they're playing on this, so I don't think you can just negate this game. You gotta adapt. How's it feel to do what every single other esports player has to do? Adapt.
Oh no, and another shot on goal from Coop is going to go in. Oh, it's called Corridor. That's what it's called. I mean, it makes sense. I would call it a phone booth because this game is a little bit like a knife fight in a phone booth.
I call it pre-alpha.
Actually, that's a pretty good one too.
Oh, nice win on that kickoff by Ghost. And now they're just going to try to block this counterattack by ICCU. Hudson elevates up, gets good contact, and Boise State can't get there.
It would almost be more beneficial to just play in the goal if you're up because, I mean, where else are you going to go? To the sides? Yeah, just barely missing that one, tying it up 2-2. We are not even at the 4-minute mark yet, and we are still fighting for our lives in this map here. Coop is going to win the kickoff for Boise State. Ghost taking it up and above. It is going in. No! Off the backboard. Coop is going to keep it on that side, but with 3 players and a smaller map size, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for anyone to get stuff done. Boost does get grabbed by Coop. Burnt Toast is not quite able to keep the pressure mounted, and Captain Hook is going to try to win that fight, but Coop is going to take it away.
Beautiful.
Straight into the goal. Slam dunk, if you will.
I mean, you did say smaller playfield, but I actually... There are 5 boosts along the side, too, so what it lacks in width, it makes up for in just how long the corridor is. So it makes it a little bit more dangerous, more likely that a team is going to overcommit past the midfield mark.
Yeah, and I mean, and almost you have to be able to commit past that midfield if you are Boise State. So you want to push them up, and with Ghost scoring another, bringing it up to 4-2, they can play it a little bit more aggressive now that they have a little bit of insurance. Just nice little flip, bringing that ball straight in.
Now we're getting ready to head into the 7th kickoff. I don't know what happened there. Apparently our camera person just took a little bit one too many mojitos behind the stage. We'll see if we can get a replacement camera person on the bench right now. And now Ghost going in for the other one. And almost makes Boise State up 5-2. It's still a 2-goal game.
I might need a mojito if we keep playing on games like this and this stuff keeps happening. Boise State with a hat trick.
I mean, speaking of mojito, this is not the type of game to have a drinking challenge on. I'm just going to say that right now because Boise State.
Take a shot every goal that's made from the midfield marker.
All right, here we go. 3 minutes, 2 seconds, and Boise State leading by 3. Even though they are down 1 player.
Yeah, I mean, on this map, it doesn't really matter. All your fights are going to happen on that midfield for the ball, and if you can't get it away, it's pretty much a death sentence on that side of the field. Cooper passing it over to Ghost, making a really risky move in front of their goal. Hudson manages to stop the ball, but Toast is unable to find a good counterattack. Hudson once again stopping the ball in its tracks, but Toast is unable to get it past Coop. Ghost following Coop up the field. Captain Hook with the nudge. Hudson pushing it back down. We are once again fighting in the midfield.
Burnt Toast sets it up to no one. He'll just have to take, no, it's going to be Hook who comes in, and now Burnt Toast goes yet again. Can they score some sort of goal? And, oh, it's going to go right up above Boise's goal and just trickle in. Burnt Toast gets his third.
Man, that happened. That has to be like the slowest goal I think I've ever seen. It stayed in there for maybe 2 or 3 good seconds before finally finding itself its way in. But here we go, 5-3, just under the halfway mark at 2:11. Boise State leading by 2. They need to really, ICCU needs to find a good goal, and this is probably where it's going to happen. Ghost with the save off the backboard is going to keep them in contention. Coop unable to find the ball, but Ghost is bringing it right back to the center.
1 minute 53 seconds left in game 4. Coop trying, oh, looked like he was almost trying to set up a musty there. Doesn't find it though, not enough boost for that.
Oh, almost Hudson. Hudson is there. Doesn't matter how long the map is, Hudson will always be there. He's like an All-State. You're in good hands if you have Hudson on your team.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored by
No, I want to give that disclaimer about our broadcast right now. Although Ghost almost gets his, that would have been his 4th goal. I mean, he's been the main one on fire for the Broncos. A little over a minute left in this quite different match.
Double demolition. I think they just ran into each other really fast. Couldn't ask for a more funny deal. And you know, it kind of makes sense that Burnt Toast would be on fire, though. I mean, he is burnt after all. Cool.
Well, he's gaining a whole lot of ground along with Hudson.
Oh, he missed. Oh, Ghost barely misses the ball, but luckily Coop is right there to keep ICCU cooped up in this midfield. And Ghost with the ball is going to be taking it right back over to ICCU's territory, right up against the backboard. Ghost with the shot, and that's going to go in, bringing this to 6-3 with 30 seconds to go.
I mean, just the play around so many defenders there. Boise State is just running the table here.
Once again, we are going into it, Coop, with a decent shot. Not quite on goal, but it is going to bounce off the side. Hudson's going to be taking it up that right side. Neck and neck with Ghost, but with no boost. It doesn't matter. Hudson with the shot is going to find its way in, bringing it to 4-6.
Oh, man, it was right until the very end, a leg race with Ghost to see who would get the touch on that ball. Now ICCU Triple H. 17 seconds left, 2 goals behind. Captain Hook, oh, doesn't take the shot. Yeah, I was facing the wrong way. Bad positioning. Turns out to be ICCU's downfall here as Boise State leading 6-4. They will win game 4 and win the match is what I would be saying if these players that are playing just weren't such tender snowflakes that they couldn't bear to play on a map with different geometry. I know the absolute horror of it all. It looks like we've got some people throwing a rule book on the field and saying that wasn't a standard game.
What are we, Smash Bros players?
I mean, I guess so. I mean, they are shaking hands, I guess, as if it was the end of the match. But no, we've got to go on to a perfectly normal stage if that's how it's going to be. I don't know. I'm Team Corridor, you know. Justice for Team Corridor right here.
There needs to be more alternate stages in Rocket League. I mean, I know that it's supposed to be like an esport. Everything's supposed to be balanced. But at the same time, there needs to be a little bit of fun. I mean, you're supposed to have this. You've been playing this game for how long? It was released in what, like 2016?
Every single Overwatch and Valorant player is listening to that comment you just did. No, I can't play it unless everything's balanced. And they're just going, oh. Oh, that's so tough. Something's unbalanced.
Yeah,
you
I
have to
know.
play around something slightly unbalanced.
Oh, I was arguing for it. We need more unbalanced stages in Rocket League.
I mean, this wasn't even unbalanced. It was saying
yeah.
it's still a symmetrical stage. No one has an
or
advantage.
even just something different. Shake it up. Every single stage for Rocket League, while visually appealing, don't get me wrong, it is the same thing over and over again. I mean, it is kind of like soccer.
Okay, wait. They're tying up their controllers. So wait, is that an official game? Okay, I guess it is an official game. You know what? I'm happy. We protested, we complained, and we got our... See, complaining works.
Yeah, complaining does work.
Yeah, so that does it for our first event and first match, but I understand we have got a second match on deck against a different team from ICCU, so please stay tuned. We can watch the second game and complain some more. I love complaining on stream.
Yes, so do I. It's my favorite thing to do, besides talking about
I mean, what else are you going to do if you're not complaining?
That's true. Shut my mouth? Why would I do that?
All right, so Boise State gearing up for their second game against ICCU. Of course, this is one of the fun things about the Bankers versus Broncos event. Things can be just a little bit more fun and loosey-goosey. Just some stuff you wouldn't normally see. I mean, if we're going to bring out non-standard stages, then I'd love to see me some drop shot.
I'm not aware of that, but if it's got your recommendation, it's got to be good.
It is good. It is really, really good. I mean, you're going to have to take my word for it.
They should bring out the Rocket League Sideswipe for one game, like the phone game for Rocket League.
Mobile Rocket League? I don't know if our players will object to that or not, but I guess while we're waiting for the other ICCU players to get logged into the lobby for us to set up the next game, we will take a bit of a short break and be back with more Bankers versus Broncos. Boise State has one on the board. We'll see if ICCU can fight back shortly.
Idaho's Central Credit Union, looking after your daily balance. Home is where you hang your hat, snuggle up, hide out. Home is when you're with the ones you love. It isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. At Idaho's Central Credit Union, our home is Idaho. We grew up here, and we're proud to help more Idahoans with their home loan than any other financial institution. Idaho's Central Credit Union. We believe home is where you make it.
Scott Matlock, underrated recruit, has built himself into one of the best defensive players in the Mountain West.
What would you do if you couldn't fail? Would you see every setback as a catalyst to keep going? This is the innovator's mindset, because innovation demands daring. It's finding thousands of ways that don't work, and the one that changes everything. It's when your unrelenting spirit sees the world's needs and says, I will create something better. So, what will you do? Will you let your genius run wild? Give yourself the space to be great. Set your sights on something even bigger, because we know changing the world doesn't happen by chance. It comes out of the blue.
It's the end of a good day's work in Idaho. Time to punch out. Time to check in and catch up. Time to remind ourselves that what we work for isn't a paycheck. It's to make the good things we have even better. So here's to your good day's work. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe money is a thing. It's not everything.
Dave, it's your Idaho Central app. I know this car got you through college, but check this out. In My Credit, your credit score looks good. And there's a great rate on this auto loan so we can score a roomier ride. Whoa, who's driving this thing? The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
Welcome back to the Boise State Esports Arena. We're currently in the midst of our Rocket League matches for our Bankers versus Broncos annual event. ICCU is back to challenge the Boise State Broncos, try to take a little chip of their pride away in Rocket League. And the first game we saw didn't quite go that way. Even with the advantage ICCU had of banning some Boise State players, the Broncos found a way to win 4 in 4 games. Now we go into the second game of the night. I'm your host, Jacob Palmer, joined by Bryce Jensen. And Bryce, it appears we had our wires crossed for the event. We were going to say that the first stage was the one that didn't have the bans because it was against the more skilled. It turns out, no. This second game is the one where we're not going to have the bans in place as an advantage for ICCU because apparently they're confident enough in their players here to win.
Yeah, that's what I heard as well. This is the quote-unquote sweaty team. Definitely the higher skill floor of the two teams, but it's going to have to all be put to the test. Will the Broncos medal come out on top, or will it be chipped against the might of this ICCU team? Also, I did hear through the grapevine that maybe our complaining helped just a little bit. We may not be seeing a lot of the more standard stages.
Yes! Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy about that.
Although we are going to have to convince the production staff who are currently doing all of the maps to agree to it. So maybe we'll see a few of the standard stages. But from what I heard, we might be seeing a few maps with several goals for each team.
Ooh,
maybe
I like that.
one that's a little bit bigger, maybe one that has a little less boost. You just never quite know until it goes through. And this is really when you want to see 5 games, 5 different maps, 5 different ways to play the game. And it's all going to be put to the test.
Well, I will note, I did see when we were talking about non-standard maps, I did see Gil up on stage giving a thumbs down as if he disapproves as one of the Rocket League players. But he's not on the desk, and I am, so I can do this in response.
But he's also in the game right now, and it is a bar stand.
Bryce, I was about to... And you just interrupted me. Thanks a lot. Okay, then, so this isn't for Gil. This is for Gil and you for interrupting me.
I mean, it doesn't change the fact that we are on a standard course, and it does look like Boise State is coming out swinging Veerdex off that side, trying to get something in. Coop with the shot right off of the side, and unfortunately nothing comes out of it. Gil gets nudged, but not before taking it to the center, and Liquidy is going to be taking it away.
I don't see why I should speak here. You love talking. You like hearing your voice so much. Why don't you speak some more?
All right, I will. Gil taking it over to the side. Unfortunately for Makeout, Co-op is going to be able to get the pick. Veerdex is going to be demoed by Liquidy. Actually, we've seen this team before. We saw them on Tuesday playing, but that's not going to stop Gil from sneaking a goal straight above the defending team. Boise State takes an early lead of 1-0.
Yeah, even if the other team, if they're a little bit more confident in their game, Gil is one of those players that spends so much time in the air. I mean, that's where the skill ceiling of this game is. The dribbling, knowing what every single angle is. It's going to be so hard to match him on that ability.
Veerdex taking the ball right above the midpoint. Sweet is going to be trying to take that away, but Liquidy and Sarno ready to do things. Unfortunately, they can't stop Gil going at Mach 12, just taking that ball straight into the goal. Boise State is up 2-0. I think they might have locked in a little too hard.
Yeah, they just might have. I wonder if this team is going to very quickly, be wanting to bring in that banning rule, because if this is a lopsided enough game, they might be looking at that option even if they do consider themselves to be the sweatier squad.
Yeah, definitely the sweatier of the two. They are doing a little bit better keeping that ball on the Boise State side, but Gill is just there along with Veerdex, able to keep it on that side. And you got Co-op as a little bit of insurance as well, helping out on that left side, taking it to the goal line, but Liquidy taking it right there, trying to liquidate that asset, but unfortunately Veerdex isn't going to let that happen. Liquidy with another shot, just unfortunately bad angle, and nothing goes through. Gill gets the demo onto Sarno. It is a 2v3 taking this back over, but Sweet is going to be taking it right back.
Sarno, oh! Veerdex, yep, it's a nice block by Makeout, but I mean, Boise State is so good on following up on these shots that just one good clear turns into 2 or 3 goals. It's a very nice trading ratio for them. Sarno fumbles the ball, and Boise State has a great opportunity off of that. Gill, doesn't quite get the right touch. See, I bet if he was on corridor, that would have been a better touch.
Yeah, I bet as well. And I mean, if there were 2 goals on each side, that's so many more options to shoot into. You can't just bunker down in one. You got to split your resources a little bit.
That's what I like about drop shots. Since you haven't seen it, Bryce, the floor falls away.
Oh, so it's like the Fall Guys map. Wherever you walk.
And wherever you walk, it falls. Wherever the ball bounces, it falls. And depending on which half of the field it falls into, it counts as the goal.
Huh. That's actually a pretty... That almost sounds like it's from like a Mario Party game. Like a Mario Party soccer. But I mean, it would be kind of fun to implement that into competitive Rocket League. Imagine it's
fun.
Just whoever's
what a concept.
got the ball on the ground is going to do better. Speaking of on the ground, Veerdex is able to ground it before it goes in Boise State's goal. But Boise State up 3-0. They can afford to lose a little bit of a lead here. We are just passing the 2-minute mark. Sarno taking it back to the middle, but Co-op is going to throw it to Gill, who's passing it straight back over to ICCU's lines. And Gill and Veerdex are going for another shot on goal. Veerdex finding his 2nd goal of the game.
Well, we don't need an advantage. We're sweaty enough we can take on the Broncos team, just getting the door slammed right in their face here in game 1. 4-0 lead and still 1:49 left on the clock. And great win on the kickoff by Gill, giving some ground for Veerdex and Co-op to play, and they almost get another shot on goal. It's just we're starting to see Sarno and friends, that's the name of the team here from ICCU, or they're bunching up in the goal quite a lot. A very defensively minded team. And it's still not enough, though. Boise State gets their 5th.
The second that they left that goal, they unfortunately fell. I mean, we saw it during the actual season of PEC with the Boise State team. Boise State does kind of struggle into those teams that really like to play into the goal. We saw it with Michigan State doing it really well. But I guess they weren't quite able to rekindle the Spartan magic that they were able to. I mean, they're both green. So, hypothetically, they should be able to pull the same strategy, the green team, if you will. Co-op with another shot on goal, but blocked by Sweet.
We got packet loss. I'm sorry, that's an advantage to the other team. I've got to throw the game right here. This is Rep, this is not equally balanced.
My internet service provider is throwing my ranked games. But Boise State going up 6-0. I think it's going to take a pretty substantial miracle for a little bit of packet loss.
I don't know. That packet loss right there, 6-0, I mean, that completely negates all of that right there. Ladies and gentlemen, we might actually having to be a retest of this game.
We need a ref. We need a ref to verify. I think the ref just did, allowing Veerdex to sneak yet another one into the goal, bringing it up to 7-0.
I don't know. I think someone paid him off. Someone needs to look into the algorithm for because, you know, they might have used their credit card, and that's the ultimate win card to use in esports.
Wait a minute. I'm not seeing a Chiefs emblem, so they couldn't have gotten the refs in favor.
Or, I don't know, maybe not a Chiefs emblem, but a Patriots emblem. We need to see if that ball is inflated to regulation standard.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the ball does seem a little bit more floaty than it normally does, which might just throw off an inexperienced quarterback. But not Tom Brady. He's the GOAT.
No. He's
He is the greatest of all time.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty easy to be greatest of all time when the lawn is manicured every single time you go out onto the playfield. One blade of grass too high and you're done for.
Oh, almost a goal scored there by Liquidy. Just not quite enough to get anything done, especially with a demo onto Sweet, bringing them to the disadvantage. All players making a scramble to put at least 1 point on the board, but I feel like it is pretty safe to say that with 5 seconds left and counting, Boise State has taken the first round of this best of 5.
Boy, that was such a sweaty ICCU team. I am just...
Yeah.
Woo!
Man, someone get him a towel.
Yeah, I mean...
Hey, I mean, it was closer than what we could have expected.
Closer than what we could have expected, Bryce. We haven't had a shots on goal ratio this much in favor of the Broncos, not even the last game.
You should have seen it last time, though, because it was these two teams playing against each other on Tuesday, and I believe it was Sarno and friends who got it to 100% goal, shots on goal to 0. So I have seen worse. It could always be worse. They could have had no shots.
Well, I could sure see some better. I mean, that's the thing. I mean
there's infinite room for improvement, but there's only so bad it could have been.
I mean, believe me, we've got nowhere to go but up from here.
That is true. We just got to get some balloons, like the old guy.
And maybe one of those bands against one of Boise State's players. I'm just saying.
Maybe a good nap.
It was a very generous offer that we extended out there, a little bit of an olive branch, but. Who knows? Or like you said, Bryce, maybe just change up of the scenery of game mode.
Yeah, a map that these players haven't spent thousands of hours on over the past decade of Rocket. Rocket League was released in 2016, right? I'm not going crazy. I believe it was 2016.
Oh man, it's been so long. It's hard to remember.
It's kind of been a mainstay because I remember it's older than Fortnite. And Fortnite
2015.
Oh, 2015. I just remembered that it was older than Fortnite, and Fortnite was released in 2017 entire time, so that way the three of them can push out. Virdex taking the ball right over Sweet, trying to get a good shot on goal, but off the crossbar. No one's able to really get to it. Sarno taking it up the side. Virdex going for the ball.
Coming through a little late, though, to the party.
He does get the demo, though. No!
Okay, he's fashionably late. Fashionably late to the party. I correct myself.
Oh no, here. You don't really notice it, but when you really start looking at the player, something's going on behind closed doors. There is a substantial payout being put right into their bank account.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to say there are no diamonds in this lobby right now, but there sure is a lot of pressure being put on Makeout. Calculated indeed, Makeout. Calculated indeed. One back, Gill just a little bit too high with the misread, and Virdex a second behind where he should be, unfortunately. Virdex a second behind where he should be, unfortunately for him, but fortunately for Sarno and friends. They're bringing themselves back into this. The sweat is starting. I mean, it was just kind of just driving, and the ball happened to be there, but just juking 3 players is not an easy feat to accomplish. A little bit of the pressure off of his team. Ball rockets back to Boise State's side, but Gill is right there to block, and Virdex is right there for him to fall back on if worse comes to worse. And it almost did there for just a second. Gill taking it up to the points than they did last time.
Yeah, I mean, it's positive direction, but I got to say, even the team that was supposedly playing earlier, that was the supposed non.
So even if you do win this one, it's still going to be a hard battle to get into. But here we go. Game 3. Match point for the Broncos, and the last hope for ICCU to keep themselves in this game.
Although Makeout comes up, and Liquidy will get a little bit of a tap to actually steal the goal credit away.
Man, imagine being Makeout. You think, oh, yes, I got the goal. Nah, your teammate steals it from you. Get it there. Falls back just a little bit. The second he goes on offense, he leaves defense completely open. So it is a little bit of offense. He leaves defense completely open. So it is a little bit of a double-edged sword there. You miss the sword once, the backswing's going to really bleed.
Oh, spike up in the air. ICCU, though, taking a little bit of time to capitalize on it. Gill, full goalie, and manages to get it back to midfield, fresh on the boost here. Will he play past Sarno? No, can't. Instead, it's just going to play extra cautious.
This game feels a little bit like playing fetch with your dog. Gil keeps throwing the ball. He can't really go after it because he's stuck. I mean, he's demoed now, so it's going to be a little bit harder to get the defense. And then Sarno and friends just bring it right back to him. It's like playing fetch with a golden retriever. Oh, Gil gets demoed again. Unfortunate. There's not a whole lot of commentary you can really do here. Just,
no, there really isn't.
Yeah, you got Gil. He's doing Gil things. Sarno with the shot. Gil with another save. Manages to take it over. But, I mean, you got 3 people, so it's realistic that they're going to find their way back. Gil with the ball in the air gets bumped away again. Just can't really start anything with the amount of bumps and nudges going through. And once again, just being nudged away from it. Especially with all the boosts being taken from him. He can't really get anything done when he has nothing to work with. Oh no! Can't see behind him. It's unfortunate. The rear view mirror must have been blocked out by the subwoofers he installed or something. Can't see. It's a non-street legal vehicle. But
who needs safety when you can just pump that bass? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you shouldn't ever get into a car wreck if they can hear you coming from several miles away because the earth is physically shaking, just like it does when the goals are scored by makeout. Bringing it up to a 3-0 with under a minute to go.
Kind of a testament to Gil, though, that it's only a 3-0. I mean, you're playing 3-on-1. They only have 3 goals. Nope, off we go. Liquidy now with a nice dribble up. Oh, flip reset. Ow. First one I've seen from ICCU, but a nice little dribble there by him. Now Gil ready to... nice steal by Sarno.
Sarno's able to take it away. And Gil just kind of fishing for his first goal, not really having any great opportunities to really get anything done. Manages to get the ball up. Can he do anything? Manages to fake out one, but just a little bit of a tipper and with no one to fall back on. Gil is forced to readjust his strategy back onto defense. I will say, though, it is a fairly impressive stat line for someone who's played most of the game on his side of the field.
And he's got a lot of saves. He's got 6 to his name, but still 3 shots on goal. It's not bad for Gil, and he has a lot of room to play with here for another one. Fakes him out and finds one!
It's not yet over for Boise State Rocket League. Even with only 1 player, that is exactly what Gil was waiting for. Wait for him to overcommit, get yourself into a good spot, and take advantage. Here we go once again. Is Gil going to contest? No, he's not. Just waiting for the ball to roll to him. Smart decision. If that ball gets away from you, it is game over. But we are almost to the 60-second mark. Gil manages to take the ball into the air, knocked over by Liquidy, so no play is going to be made from there, but barely misses the ball. Sarno gets the goal. Right back where we started.
I mean, still, I'm still shocked Gil managed to actually get 1-on-3. That was brilliant.
Make out with the fake.
You first.
Make out with the fake out.
And
Liquidy is going to bounce it. He missed. It seemed like there was a little bit of a choking.
Yeah, maybe. Just maybe. With 40 seconds left, ICCU, Sarno, and friends looking to get their first win of the match, though Gil gets a demo onto Liquidy and is able to save, even though it was looking a little dangerous there.
Yeah, Gil taking the ball right back, but Sarno, he's right there. Not too much you can do about that one. Just trying to keep it away for as long as possible. But, I mean, it's pretty safe to call this one an ICCU victory, but it's kind of a pseudo-Bronco win, if you really think about it. Getting 1 point when you're down 2 players is
Are you forcing me to reach back into my arsenal of overused trite sayings?
I mean, pull him out. I mean, I'm not stopping you.
It's a moral victory that he was able to score that goal.
That is true. It's a testament to his moral character.
Up 3 seconds left, and that'll do it for game 3. Boise State loses 1-3. Who could have thought? And ICCU gets 5 goals, but still, though, Gil is making sure none of the stat lines are completely 100% ICCU.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to be 100%, though, on anything except for shots on goal, and even then, that's fairly difficult. I mean, with boost use, everybody's using boost at some point, so that one's pretty much impossible unless you're telling the other team, hey, do not push one specific button on your controller or keyboard, because we want the 100% there. And also, side of the field is a little bit easier, but at the same time, if that ball goes onto your opponent's side for even a second, that is completely over. But even keeping it where it was at, I mean, boost percentage used was 25 to 75. It's around where you'd expect. With 4 players in the lobby, everybody used the same amount of boost around anyway. And especially even on side control, being at that 35-65 was a little bit odd too.
Well, Boise State will now be able to go into this round 4 at full strength in a very favored position to close out the match, ending with the same scoreline if they win this 3-1 for both the sweaty and non-sweaty teams. Boise State very close to taking a complete victory against the Bankers in Rocket League.
Yeah, but which one would you say would be a better victory though? Because you won on game 3 as compared to game 2. But if you do win this one, you're winning in a 3-man. Or even if you lose, you lost to a 3-stack. And then the last one, you lost to a 2-stack of Broncos. So
I lost track of what you were saying a long time ago, Bryce.
Honestly, the inner machinations of my mind are an enigma. Looks like we're going back to standard for this matchup. Virdex trying to get a good shot on goal. Sarno is there to get the demo and the block. Co-op is going for another shot on goal, but him and Ghost are forced to back out in the end. Virdex trying to get a good shot, just misses it a little bit, and Ghost is taking it right back to center field.
Coop now around the corner. Oh, and plays it by Liquidy. Played past all 3 of them solo.
Sneaking it around him, too. No one expected him to come from that angle, just a little bit of a right past him. Going into the next one here, we have 30 seconds to have barely elapsed. Liquidy with the kickoff, but Ghost is going to save it. Perfect spot for him to be in that scenario. Virdex with the shot, and Makeout is unable to get there in time, leading 2-0.
Nice win on the 50 in midfield. Sets up a good shot for Virdex. Makeout can't read it. Boise State now up 2 with less than a minute having passed in game 4.
As someone brought the butter back out, must be popcorn being made somewhere out here because that ball is slipping right through the defenders. Makeout with a good shot onto goal, but just a little high. No one to really help him out there with that one. But Liquidy manages to get a goal here. It's better than the first 2. They put points on the board.
Nice little chip shot in by Liquidy, and this first, what looked to be like another runaway Bronco victory is turning into something a little bit more competitive, at least as far as the first minute is concerned. 2-1. We still got 80% of this match left to go. This could be a very long match with how many goals are getting scored per minute. It's just going to add more time.
Yeah, Co-op taking it up the side here, passing it around, but Makeout and Sarno willing to double team, and Virdex is going to be the one to win out on that exchange. Coop passing it to the center, but unfortunately Virdex is not there and the goal's wide open. How are they going to get back? And unfortunately for them, not quite able to get back in time. 2-2. Just above the 3-minute mark.
Yeah, that's all on the Broncos as their mistake. All of them pushed too far up on the field, leave an open goal for ICCU to capitalize on. Now 3 minutes, 34 seconds. Both teams tied dead even.
They want to play sideswipe really bad, so that's why they're going to bring this to a map 5, to a 2v2 mobile phone game, Rocket League. But from the looks of things, Ghost is going to be the one playing a bit of defense. Liquidy with a shot,
All right,
though.
what's going on here? Something's fishy right now.
I think they're playing with their feet.
I mean, maybe.
I mean, they're not as agile as they used to be. And the only explanation would be the less dexterity-filled toes. They're not as long. They don't have as many tendons in them either, so you can't move them as well. I mean, you can move the palms of your feet around to use like the control or the joysticks and such, but I mean, maybe that might be the option.
Bryce, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but I'm not really in the mood for a full discussion on feet and toes right now, so I'm just going to move on to the actual gameplay and go into 3 minutes left on the clock. Boise State trailing by 1. Well, they have good opportunity with this clear co-op. Oh, can't get past Sarno. Goes past to Virdax, but makeout competitive on that 50, gets a touch.
Co-op with the ball in the air once again, met by Sarno, passing it straight to Virdax, who's going to try another shot on goal. Makeout isn't quite going to get it there, and fakes under, is able to sneak it right under the defenders, tying it up at 3-3.
Yeah, the fake game from Boise State has been really good. They've been able to get ICCU to pre-commit on a specific angle and then instantly swap over to playing it a bit higher or lower. Great adjustments by the Broncos. Gets them tied up again as we're basically at halfway, mid-halftime.
Liquidy trying to get the ball back from Virdax, but Virdax is able to get the ball in the end. A little bit of help from Co-op, is able to put it in front of the goal, but Sarno is right there to halt any advancement forward. Ghost taking it right in front of the goal. Virdax trying to get a shot, but Liquidy just right there to stop any chance at another goal being scored. Co-op with another good shot, but once again, Sarno and friends, if you will, are right there to stop it. Ball's playing right above. Ghost with the shot, and unfortunately for Liquidy, third time was not the charm. Or third time was the charm for Virdax here. Yeah, just sneaking it right in. Don't really see that. You don't see it a whole lot, but when it does happen, it is not a very feels-good moment. Boise State now is up 4-3 at the top of the 2-minute mark. And Coop and Co-op is going to go down to a demolition before we really get things started here.
Co-op moves in. Oh, Liquidy. Nice control, though. Able to stop the shot he wanted to make. Liquidy now. Shot clear up on field. Sarno chasing after the clear and centers it up, but the shot not coming through. Coop now Ghost into the corner to center. Oh, it's an awkward angle for Boise State, but Virdax still has control. At least preventing clear. Oh, here we go. Oh, the ball took. I was not expecting it to take that high of a bounce into the air. I thought for sure that was a goal that was set up for Broncos.
Just an odd bounce is going to be what it takes for the ICCU defenders. But Sarno, with a good play to keep that ball out of the goal, is going to keep the lead from expanding. 1 minute remains, 60 seconds left on the clock, and Ghost is going to put another one in to mark the top of the 60-second mark.
Nice little dunk down it. Yep.
Textbook dunk right there.
I mean, technically dunk also means something else in Rocket League, but most people would call that a dunk, vernacular-wise.
Yes. Ghost taking it right to the defenders immediately. And, ooh, fortunately for Virdax, isn't quite able to get enough height to grab it. Ghost is going to get there, though, taking it right above, but Sarno, once again, right above that goal line. You're not going to get very much past him.
Oh, what a whiff there by the Broncos on the defense. You can see it right here in this replay. Virdax goes in to get the shot, but he misses, and so that means the second person on that 50 is the one with the clear shot. Virdax just overthought that, didn't make any contact with the ball, and now 30 seconds left. Boise State holding on to a narrow lead.
Swift getting a little bit of a revenge, taking out a little bit of a grudge, but Liquidy passing it in front of the goal. No one really able to reciprocate on that one. Sarno with the pass right back. Virdax does get bumped by Ghost, but it's not going to matter too much in the end. Virdax is able to get up, prevent that ball from getting another good shot. 10 seconds and counting down. There's still a good shot for Sarno and friends to keep this ball in play. 3 seconds left on the clock. We are in overtime potential here. Ball is in the air. Liquidy looking to keep this one in play. They still got a really good shot, but the ball hits the ground, and Boise State takes this series in a 3-1 win.
Most even that we've seen shots on goal Last game comes down to be the most competitive one, but overall, it will be the Broncos taking home the win in that game and in Rocket League overall.
Yeah, 2 wins across 2 games. And, that's about the best you can expect from the Broncos, especially with the limitations that were given on them. But honestly, they fought that one a lot. The ICCU fought that a lot harder in the 3-man than I figured what would happen, than what we'd seen in the first 2 games anyway.
Well, that will do it for the Rocket League action we have planned for you, but we still got Fortnite to get to, so don't go away. You have no way of telling what's going to come up next. Anything's on the table, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
Home is where you hang your hat, snuggle up, hide out. Home is when you're with the ones you love. It isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. At Idaho Central Credit Union, our home is Idaho. We grew up here, and we're proud to help more Idahoans with their home loan than any other financial institution. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe home is where you make it. Idaho Central Credit Union, looking after your daily balance.
Dave, it's your Idaho Central app. I know this car got you through college, but check this out. In my credit, your credit score looks good. And there's a great rate on this auto loan so we can score a roomier ride. Whoa, who's driving this thing? The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
Scott Matlock, underrated recruit, has built himself into one of the best defensive players in the Mountain West.
What would you do if you couldn't fail? Would you see every setback as a catalyst to keep going? This is the innovator's mindset, because innovation demands daring. Is finding thousands of ways that don't work, and the one that changes everything. It's when your unrelenting spirit sees the world's needs and says, I will create something better. So, what will you do? Will you let your genius run wild? Give yourself the space to be great? Set your sights on something even bigger, because we know changing the world doesn't happen by chance. It comes out of the blue.
It's the end of a good day's work in Idaho. Time to punch out. Time to check in and catch up. Time to remind ourselves that what we work for isn't a paycheck. It's to make the good things we have even better. So here's to your good day's work. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe money is a thing. It's not everything.